We were supposed to be heading home, but our truck was heading somewhere else. Before we leave for the winter and every stop in between, until we get back in the summer, I pray for safe travels every time before we press the ignition. But before I get to that whole mess, and yes, it was a mess, let me go ahead and backtrack real quick. Just 2 days ago, when we woke up in one of our favorite places in Durango, Colorado. All right, I just woke up, ready to get to it. It's travel day, so the slide is put in already. Aiden slept with us. Melissa and Aiden are still asleep. Normally where he sleeps, but the slide is put in, you can tell. Chief still has his bed though, but you can tell the office chair, everything, his table, you can tell it's all stored away, packed, ready for tow. These bags are packed, snacks, his diaper bag, GoPro ready. So yeah, that's all packed. I have a couple errands to do. I'm in charge of the outside stuff. The Starlink is put away, everything outside put away. The bed of the truck is packed. That's all good. I just got a couple more of Aiden's toys, like his bike and his lawnmower, to put up. But other than that, we're ready to roll. Moving on to the next destination, going over this Wolf Creek Pass. Sewers dumped. Yeah, so let's go run these errands. Well, woke up this morning to the truck not wanting to turn over. Battery completely dead. Thankfully, RV life. Neighbor came to help. And now we are going to go get a new battery. Crazy. I mean, just complete nonsense. Way too early to be waking up for your travel day, only to get to your truck and the battery is completely toast for no reasons and no prior signs of it going dead. But shout out to your fellow RVers who are always there for you and always have your back at the drop of a dime. Shout out to my neighbor for taking me to O'Reilly to get another battery. I still love you, Durango, but check out the photo op though. All right, we got to moving. Wolf Creek Pass, here we come, almost 11,000 feet in elevation. We take it slow, just like the semis. We get up there, but what goes up, gotta come down. Made it on the other side of Wolf Creek Pass, no problems, safe and sound. Now you know the deal, no more driving than 4 or 5 hours. We found a Love's Travel RV stop and we shut it down. Get there in daylight, plenty of time for dinner, play around with Aiden a little bit, and get some good sleep and do it all again tomorrow. All right, we're up. Person just decided to park with the big dogs. And we've done that once, but you know, we got Aiden, so decided to be a little bit more safe. Let's slide in, ready to roll. All right, made it out of Colorado. Fast forward, we're in Kansas now, another overnight stay, and now we are heading out and on our way, still heading east until we get to Kansas City. Oh yeah, I forgot. One of the least favorite things that I have to do, and that's use the dump station. So this place didn't have sewer, so we have to go to the dump to dump it ourselves. Definitely not a fan of dump stations. I'd much rather have sewer at my site, but these didn't. And sometimes you have to do what you have to do. Blech. Alright, so where this video kicked off in the first place. Yes, that's us. We are in the middle turning lane. We're in a small town, 2-lane highway. We are stuck dead in the middle. Cars passing on the left going to, and the other lane passing going from. And yes, we are leaking coolant and it's just flowing out on the road. If you've ever been in a vehicle that's leaking coolant, which I hope you haven't, then you know what I mean when you get that alert on the dash. Engine has reached the threshold temperature. Shut off engine immediately. Yep, this ain't what you want. This ain't what you want at all. Now, when we were on the highway, the police had gotten some eyes on us, and the police chief came with his truck. He hooked our truck up to his, slapped some chains on it, and was able to slowly, very, very slowly, pull us maybe 25, 50 feet to a side street to get us out of traffic and just to make sure we were all safe. So, yeah, before it was coming from up here because this reservoir was cracked. Now that that's been replaced, now it's coming from here. And a little backstory, this truck we've had for 4 years. We are the single owner of this truck. It's been fantastic for us, it really has. I mean, we've driven it 4 years, towing across the US and back, and no problems at all. But it doesn't seem that way from this video. It seems like it's giving us nothing but problems, which is crazy. But when it rains, it literally pours. He thinks that there's a crack maybe at the bottom right corner. About 3 weeks ago, I had to get the coolant reservoir replaced because it had a crack in it, which was causing the coolant to leak. Now, I've been told by multiple mechanics that that's made out of cheap plastic, and as hot as it gets, it can cause a crack, so that's what happened. There's a lot of moving pieces here, and I'm trying to make this quick. After we are on the side of the road, the police let us know just around the corner there is it's their RV park, and we could settle there for a while, or even for as long as we needed until we got things figured out. Their RV park, it's basically a gravel lot that had hookups. So that was a blessing that we were at least able to have electric, food, refrigerator, AC, were good, which was great. To the next step, I need to find a tow truck. I need to find someone who can look at this truck as soon as possible. Now, we're in a small town. There are no mobile mechanics, especially not available because it's a holiday weekend. It's a Saturday on the weekend of Memorial Day. So holiday weekend, Saturday, it's getting towards the afternoon. No one's available. If there is a shop that's open, they're starting to close down and everyone is going about their business, which I totally understand. The police, they are exhausting all of their resources, reaching out personally to individuals that they know that could possibly help. None of those folks were available. I contact State Farm to see if they can dispatch anyone that can provide a tow. One of the officers was able to get in contact with a shop that was about 40 miles away. He said, well, unfortunately, we are actually about to close, and I have just one guy working today. When I asked him, I said, is there any way that your guy would be willing to stay to take a look at my truck? And he said, well, I don't know. I don't really want to keep him, past hours, and it's holiday weekend. I said, I totally understand that. Would you be willing to ask him if he would take additional cash for staying after if he agreed? And he said, I'll give you a call back shortly. I'll talk to him and I'll let you know. I said, great. Thanks anyway. He ended up calling me back and he said, yes, my guy has agreed. We'll shut down the shop and let us know when getting close, because my guy hiding in the back, all the lights, the shades will be down like we're closed. And I said, oh my, thank you so much. That part is in the bag. I know that I have that on lock. The second piece, I need a tow. I need a way to get this truck 40 miles. Time is passing by. This mechanic is laying low in the shop waiting solely on me. There's this one guy who answered the phone. He was out of town, but he said, I will call one of my guys to see if they are available. Have the mechanic, maybe have a tow. I reach out to State Farm. They tell me it's going to take 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours before he even gets to me, and then have to drive another hour. We're looking at 3.5, 4 hours just to get to the mechanic when they're already shutting down and he's hiding out. He would have to wait 4 hours even before he looks at the truck. I contacted his driver and he says he's waking up from a nap. I'll be to you in an hour or less. That's better than 2.5 hours. There's an order that, I'm depending on so many different moving parts. So I have the mechanic, I have the tow company. Now I'm talking to the police as we're waiting, and he said, I just want to let you know, I'm going to keep eyes on you guys just to make sure everything's okay, because we do have some characters in this town. Great. And we're basically sitting ducks. And I appreciated him for being straightforward. Some people that, they like to steal copper. Usually happens around 3 a.m. By this point, everyone kind of knows what's going on. Everyone in town has radios. Now I have to take in consideration, I'm going to get in this tow truck and go 40 miles away, leaving my wife and son in this camper in this gravel lot. And that was a hard pill to swallow. Also, I have to take in consideration, can't fix the issue. How am I going to the camper? Because there are no Ubers, basically non-existent in this town and the other town. I hop in the tow truck. I get to the shop. The mechanic is taking a look. It's a very small shop. No seating room. It's just you walk in, they have stuff everywhere. Local small shop. And he gets the truck back there, he's taking a look. When he came back, he said, I can fix this. It's probably not gonna be done until midnight. I'm thinking, literally willing to work on this truck until midnight? And I told him, I don't want you working on this until midnight, holiday weekend. I'm sure you got plans. He said, no plans. This is what I do. I know you're stranded. So yeah, I'll just work on it. He sent his boss to a parts store to get a radiator and some different parts that he needed. Maybe I could go to a restaurant, or something like that until he finished. But then the lobbies of restaurants close at 10. Means I would have to find 2.5 hours to kill before I was able to get back to him. I was on foot 4 or 5 hours. To a restaurant that was open. It was at 10 and I walked in there at 9:30 and they looked at me pretty crazy because they were closing down, they were sweeping and mopping, and here I come at 9:30 asking to sit at the bar, eat chips and salsa, and have a margarita. They were definitely like, who is this guy? What is he actually doing? And it reaches 10 o'clock, and I am desperate for another place to go. And I look at the Uber app. There happened to be one car that was like roaming around. Told me he was just passing through the town, and he actually forgot to shut off his Uber app, and I had dinged him. I did find a sports bar that was open until 2 a.m. Waste more time. If I didn't catch a ride, it was going to be a 35-minute walk in the dark town that I have no idea where I'm going. Get to the sports bar, I waste time. Sure enough, at midnight, the mechanic called me, and I was on my way to the mechanic at midnight to pick up the truck. And he said, "Hey, Derek, it's done." I picked it up. I got gas. And then I headed back to Melissa and Aiden around 1:30, 2 a.m., something like that. We hooked up that trailer so fast. Melissa had coffee on deck. We hit the road. We just weren't willing to risk waking up in the middle of the night. Someone is either messing with the electrical or underneath the camper, trying to pick out pieces and parts. Like, just no. It wasn't gonna happen. Hooked that thing up and we were gone. Insane story, an insane experience. And what it taught me, there are still good people in this world. Whether it was the police, the tow company, mechanic and the owner, the Uber driver, like all these things were in my favor, which it was not looking like anything would be in my favor when we broke down and it was a holiday weekend and everything was closed. My biggest fear is not a blown tire, although I've had that. That sucks. I just pray for safety overall. My concern is being stranded. You can't just pull over to the side of the road and fix and then be back right on the road like a tire. I mean, where we have to unhook the camper and the truck needs to get to a shop. That shop is able to get to it today, or maybe it's gonna take a couple days because either they're busy, they have to order parts. That very well could have been the situation. True blessing that literally 5 different moving pieces all at once were in my favor one by one. What a blessing, safe and sound. Hope you were able to follow the sequence of what we went through. I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.
Step stool while I pump this up. So right down there, if you follow this silver line straight down, and you can use that to video of it too. Let me add just a little bit of water to this thing.
That's just adding pressure to it?
Yeah, this is a system pressure tester. As I add pressure, if you look straight down, should be leaking coolant. If you look straight in from kind of bubbling and coming out right where the plastic meets this silver piece. So you see one of these ribs, and then it goes over to these like little fingers.
Yeah.
Where the little fingers are supposed to clamp this in. There's like a spot somewhere around that area, maybe a ½ inch down from where my finger was. When I got in, did it and got straight in it. I didn't have any water, and I could hear it hissing at me. And then a little bit later, it started spewing some water.
Oh. Yeah, it's leaking from up here up top.
Yeah, like near the
Oh, yeah,
transmission cooler piece behind there, just ever so slightly.
yeah.
And it's where these fingers crimp over to hold the tank against the seal that's in there. And it's just a rubber seal in there. And when they were doing this, the only thing I can come up with in my head is this isn't a perfect spot to, like, if you put your knee down instead of here, you put it there. Because sometimes guys don't have step stools, or they don't like hop up on the wheel.
So they put their knee like here.
Could have put a knee there, could have put pressure there. That's the only thing I can come up with in my head. And I don't like talking bad about other guys,
Right.
but that's just something that like popped into my head, is if they were standing over this and not like on an overhead creeper or something like that, that would get them way up high up.
We got here, safe and sound, truck is fixed. Insane day.